and welcome back to Pink Cat Creations. Today I am so excited to introduce the Inspiration Almanac. It's a treasure trove of creative ideas and inspirations specifically for junk journal lovers. So inside you'll find a variety of unique elements like pockets, flips, tucks, page layouts, and every page is designed pretty much to spark your creativity and provide fresh ideas for your own projects while you're junk journaling. If you're a fan of junk journaling or just starting out, the Inspiration Almanac will be a fantastic resource for you. It's like having a personal library of ideas that you can revisit whenever you need a little bit of creativity. And the best part is that this is going to be a live project, so we will go along and together and we'll keep adding new ideas all the time. So we're just going to jump straight in. This is the journal that I've made. Now you can use a blank journal that you've already got. You can make a new one like I did. I just made this very quickly yesterday. Got 4 signatures. I just used a whole bunch of scrap paper. Remember, this is just going to be a book that you can refer to if you're a little bit stuck or you feel like you keep doing the same thing over and over and over in each of your journals. Then you can refer to your almanac and flip through and see if it can give you some new ideas. So it doesn't have to be any specific theme or any specific papers or anything like that. And any size would also be sufficient. So now, also because the book is going to be filled to the brim basically with something on every page, I needed to, or what I did was I kept a little bit of extra space between each signature. Now normally I would usually leave about 3/8 of an inch between each signature. But this time I have left 5, I think, 1, 2, 3, 5/8 of an inch between each, just to give it a little bit more space. Hence also the reason that it's got such a big spine. I made this 3 inches because I also, when it starts to fill up, I don't want it to start getting this gator mouth thing where it sits open. So I gave it a nice big spine and sewed the signatures in a little bit further apart than normal. Okay, so we are going to jump in and we are going to do the very first page. Now it doesn't really matter what you put in the book and where and how. Like I said, the idea is just to have this as a reference. So the first thing we're going to do is I think you call this it's like a secret corner flap. So we're going to stick this down, we're going to decorate this. But before we do that, I also want to try a little bit of something on the actual page using the Tim Holtz Distress crayons. So I'm going to, I want something that's going to be the same color, because this paper I'm going to use to cover this. Actually, let's just do this quickly. Just gonna, now you can obviously use anything for this. You can use paper, you can use cardstock. You could just take the paper directly and use that as the flip. But in this case, I want one that's a little bit sturdier. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this paper on here. And like I said, you can use all your scraps for this as well. You don't have to use, I've got all these little books. These, I think they're 6x6s, or 6x6. I've got loads of these, which I never really get to use. So I'm going to use those, and then a whole bunch of scrap cardboard that I've got lying around. I'm going to use those, you know, when I'm filling this journal. And I'm not going to be using any kits or anything like that. Okay, so we've got that, and then I want to put a little bit of lace around just to pretty it up a little bit. Now, I mean, you could also like not decorate the pages, because it's not an actual journal that you're going to be using. It's just a journal of ideas. So you don't have to decorate either. But I figured that I would decorate because it kind of just gives you that extra bit of, you know, inspiration when you're looking. Oh, sometimes I can just get so stuck, and I find myself doing the same thing over and over again. So we are going to try and be as creative as possible and try and think of all the different wonderful ideas that we can have. Okay, then inside I am going to put some lined paper. Where's my lined paper? Oh, I've got a piece here that's torn out. So for this, I'm actually going to tear it. I love the teared look. Obviously this will also depend on your theme of your journal and kind of look you're going for. Because I make a lot of vintage type journals, I do like the pages to be torn sometimes. Okay. Oh, and we can ink around the edges of this. Okay. Right, there we go. That's that. So now we've got a nice little corner pocket flap. You can put some secret notes there. You could also, actually, which I think we will do, we'll put something here that you can tuck this behind to keep it closed. Just another idea. The more ideas we can add to the page, the better. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to try these Tim Holtz distress crayons. I've got quite a few in the same kind of color scheme, so I want to use those. But first I want to just taking a nice dry hogshair brush, dipping that the gesso I'm using is just some white gesso primer, and I just want to loosely put this all over the page. I think the crayons will work better on the gesso as opposed to on the plain paper. Right, so then we're also going to You're going to need a baby wipe or a wet cloth or something. I've got my baby wipe. Okay, and I'm just going to randomly go in with some squiggles. Okay, and we're going to take our baby wipe and we are literally just going to rub over them to blend the colors. I think my baby wipe's a bit wet. These are not nice baby wipes. Maybe I should make it the color a little more intense. Yeah, I think that's what I needed to do. Okay, I think I want to use maybe a darker blue. Okay, I quite like that, so I'm just going to dry that quickly. Okay, right, so that's now nice and dry. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to write on the page what technique it is that I've done. You know, when we get further through this book and then it's months later, let's say I find a page and I really like something, I might not remember what it was that I did. So I'm just going to put here gesso with distress crayon. Okay, then we've got our flip. I'm just going to leave a little bit of space in the bottom right hand corner here because I want to put something over here that we can use for this to stay closed. So now here I think we might just use a half a circle. Okay, so I've got my circle punch. I'm just going to punch out a circle and half that. And then you could stick that down like so, for that to tuck underneath, like so. I think you would need something a little bit stronger than paper. Punch out a circle of the cardboard, stick that on and then fold it, just so it's a little bit firmer. And I mean, you could use anything for this. You could use a butterfly, anything that would like create a little tuck, you know, for this corner, just to slip underneath so that it holds down. Okay. All right. Let's glue this down too. And there you have it, our first entry into the Inspiration Almanac. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join me next time. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep creating and stay inspired.